Hi everyone, welcome back to the third episode of the Scruffy City Beat. This is WBIR's new music podcast, bringing you stories straight from the heart of Knoxville's music scene. My name is Jillian Taylor, and I'm a visual storyteller at the station, and I get to do music podcasts every week, which is the most exciting thing that could possibly happen ever. So every week I sit down with people in the scene who are either making music, reporting on music, attending music shows. This podcast is still very much taking its shape, and one of the segments I want to do consistently is a release radar, where we look at local musicians who have new music coming out. And this week we did that for the first time with Brothers Revolt. It's a relatively new band, but the guys have been playing and writing together for a long time. They recorded a live album at 1907 Brewing and are releasing it partially on Spotify and partially on physical CDs and vinyls they're selling at their shows. In this episode, we spent a lot of time talking about the value of in-person, authentic, small town culture community. It was a really beautiful conversation, and even after we stopped rolling, we talked for an hour about the value of in-person community and forming relationships that are not digital, that are not spread out, making the world feel smaller through music, which I am crazy about. So listen to that episode coming up, conversation with Brothers Revolt. And then at the end, Knox Ooz's Jared Hagman is back to give us a look ahead at the weekend, shows you can attend. All that's coming up right now on the Scruffy City Beat. Okay, welcome back to the next episode of the Scruffy City Beat. I'm here with Brothers Revolt. Tell me your names, tell me about what the band does.
Yeah, I'm Matt Wilkerson, I play guitar.
I'm Andy Leiter, I'm vocals and acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And we play rock throughout East and Middle Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
Original music.
Yeah.
We try and our motto is analog, authentic, and original.
Original,
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a good motto.
And speaking of, we have original music coming out this Saturday.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So you're going to play one song for us. Which song is that?
This is called 40 Hells. It's a song I wrote.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sweet, let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Well, I'm just getting home and the lights are all on. Sneaking in undetected is a hope all gone. Why is it always me? Just letting off steam. She's gonna cuss, she's gonna scream. And she's giving me 40 hells, giving me 40 hells. Been having fun and she can't tell. So she's giving me 40 hells, giving me 40 hells. I'm not sorry for a life lived well, and I'm living it well. Remember when your mom caught us before she was pissed? Then your dad chased me with his gun, but he couldn't hit shit. Remember all that fun? Girl, just run. Turn my key and the engine's on. But she's giving me 40 hells, giving me 40 hells. Been having fun and she can't tell. So she's giving me 40 hells, giving me 40 hells. I'm not sorry for a life lived well, and I'm living it well. All right, 40 hells.
Tell me about the writing process for that one specifically.
That's all Matt.
That is.
Well, partly. The arrangement's a good
Yeah,
conversation.
the arrangement's a
Go
good
ahead and on
conversation.
the
Yeah.
writing.
So a lot of songs, they just come. You don't really plan on writing them. And I've been out with this guy and some other guys playing music one weekend. I got back and I was listening to Tom Petty, and this song has no Tom Petty influence, but that's just what I was doing. And I started playing around on the basic rock blues shuffle, which is there's nothing fancy about what we're doing. I mean, this is a 12-bar blues. That's it. And my father is an inventor of curse words, and so and one of his favorite phrases is he'd say, "It's hotter than 40 hells," and he would say that all the time. And I thought, 40 hells, my mom's been giving me 40 hells because I did this or something. And I thought, oh, that's great. And so I invented this guy, this guy who's just never do well. but always kind of a lovable loser, which sometimes I feel like. I think we all feel that way. So it's a little bit in there, but mostly this guy's completely fictional. And I'm just talking about him being out drinking and coming home late, hoping to slip in, and his wife not having any of it. So, and that was.
He's been doing it all.
And he's been doing it, but he's been
That's
doing it his
why
whole
she
life.
loved him to begin with.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah. And so I wrote it, and I recorded it really quick, and I sent it to Andy. And then when we started doing Brothers Revolt, this was before that really came out. We brought it up. It's like, that would be a fun song to do. And so he started working with it, and that's when the arrangement started. Because when a song comes out, like either one of us write a song, we each add something to it or change something from it there, and that's what you want to speak on that.
We had come in for some other songs, so we had a list of songs, and we were just starting Brothers Revolt, and that's where we kind of do like, hey, can you do something more like with some whining up here, right? And so then I remember coming out of the solo, having to come up with new lyrics for another bridge. So anyways, that weekend was a lot of fun of working through different ways of presenting the song so that it keeps its energy. So.
Yeah, and some of the things he changed some of the lyrics because the whole idea was that the guy stays lovable, and towards the end, some of my lyrics were he was becoming kind of a jerk, and so Andy was like, "I don't think we should do it like this," and I'm like, "Okay," and I get it, and I'm like, I see that. So that's the cool thing about the collaborative process, because we can kind of come in and call each other out on that, and it wasn't my intention. He's like, "But I think if you," he was like, "you listen to this, it could go the wrong way." So, yeah.
Kudos, it was my wife. I was playing it, and she's like, I don't like that.
I don't like that part. Like, okay, yeah. Sorry,
point.
Michelle.
We listen a lot to our wives.
Yeah.
Biggest critics and our biggest fans. So.
Yeah.
Is this the song that you said that you wrote and then immediately you sent in? You had 8 verses, a different song?
No, that's another one called "Give Me a Reason."
Okay.
So
tell me a little bit about using that story. Tell me about your writing process between the two of y'all.
So we didn't write a ton when we were young. We've known each other forever, and we really just reconnected, and we were playing in like a little cover band that would just do it once a year, so just to kind of like a get together. And so I write in spurts as well, and I'd been in a writing spurt, and I'd thrown down some lyrics and kind of a feel, and I recorded on my phone, and I couldn't spend any time with it, so I sent it to Matt, and I was like, hey, can you do anything with this? This is the first time, I don't know, it was just randomly to do that. And he dropped whatever he was doing and sent me like 3 or 4 or 5 more verses. And I got home, and he had slowed it down and kind of added a bridge. I was like, okay, so, we kind of have an agreement. Whoever writes the song, whoever starts the song has final say over it, right? So I tweaked some things, rearranged some things, and that became Give Me a Reason. And the hard thing about it is just 2 acoustics don't sell it. It needs a band. And that was actually a hard part about finding a drummer, is finding a drummer that could do that kind of build.
Yeah.
The dynamics.
The dynamics of it. It's a great
You're building a
song.
team, right? Like, I mean,
That's
it's
right.
very...
And the song starts off just acoustic.
But there's dynamics in the music as well. So that's a song specifically there that starts off is just Andy on the acoustic guitar. The rest of the band's just standing there. Then I slowly come in with like a little, and that's it. And then it just builds and builds up from there. And then by the time we hit the crescendo, it's a rocker.
Yeah, it's a rocker.
Yeah.
talk to me about like the conversations happening between you guys when you're playing these songs. We were talking a little bit right before we started recording about the difference in when bands are communicating with each other musically and in relationships on stage. Can you talk about that in your band and like the relationship building of it?
Sure. Songwriting wise, it's like writing a song. It's completely different every time. So sometimes he may have a majority of a song, and I just question what the purpose of this is. What's the message? What are we saying? And so I'm kind of picking. Other times, he may just say, I'm stuck. And I'll say, okay. And what's great is if you write a lot of songs, you kind of get into a rut. And so he writes a lot of different lyrics than I do. And so it's a real kind of pleasure to throw something at him when you're stuck. And like he takes it over here, and I listen to it and think, at first I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Then I think, oh, I see. And then I'll morph that. So, and then on the band wise, we just are all really good friends, like family.
Yeah.
And to us, bands have always been a family, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to just check in, check out, especially if you're creating music. If you're just doing covers, go have fun with people. But when you write and put your heart into it, I feel like you got to trust someone. So.
And that's really it. There's trust among all four of us. I think, I don't remember if it was my wife or your wife once said to me, like, I don't know how you and Andy can still be friends the way you guys like talk about your songs. Like he'll present a song and you're like, I don't like that lyric.
Just shred each other.
No, we don't really shred each other, but it's just
always with a little kindness.
It's kind of like, no, I don't like that lyric, or I don't like that there. And like, if I created something and you told me that, it would just crush me. And I'm like, no, I know, but we had 30 years together. And this is about us producing something better. You know, it's about each of us making each other better.
Challenging us, each other to make the best we can at this stage of our life.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I can resonate with that in very shorter. I work with the same reporter every day. We spend like 4 hours together on these morning shifts, and we've been doing it for a year and a half. And after like the year point, it started to be more like he would pitch an idea, and we're getting more to the point where we can just kindly shoot each other's ideas down.
Right.
I can't even imagine how after 30 years, the polite
Yeah.
way you can correct each other and refine the music.
And it's, I wouldn't say it's correcting. It's just like, have you thought about this? And go this direction. And sometimes it is. Sometimes maybe it is a correction. Like before this, and sometimes you have to live with the person. Before this, we were playing 80s Kid, which is one of our singles that's out. And to me now, it's one of my favorite songs. I think it's just an amazing song.
Sounded great.
But when he first pitched it to me, I was like, I don't like nostalgia songs. I do not. I'm like, we're not going to do that.
It's easy to not get it right, I probably.
Right, yeah. No, I get it. And
You didn't wait to the end of the song.
Yeah.
It's not a nostalgia
It's
song.
not, and it's not. That
It's a
was the thing.
challenge.
It's a challenge. It is. And then the second time he played it, it was like the night before we were doing one of these cover band gigs, and I'm listening to him like, my God, that's a great song. And now it
resonates
It
with a lot
resonates
of
So
with a
fun
lot
to
of
listen to.
people. Yeah.
That was my favorite song when I was listening to the album. 80s Kid was easily my favorite.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about where the music is at. You know, I listened to some of it on Spotify, but not all of it is on Spotify. Talk to me about the release rollout of your music.
Yeah, so August 9th, this Saturday, we're releasing it on vinyl, on CD, for those that still have CD players. And we're also going to have it up for download on Bandcamp. What you see on Spotify is what's going to be there. So we're not going to put the full album out on Spotify. And there's a variety of reasons for this. You know, there's one, this is a live album, and, you know, we think it's going to be more of a rare bird for us, not something that will stay in our catalog for a long time. But number two, I think there's something to be said for supporting artists, you know, and going out to their shows and buying their stuff and actually owning their media.
Yeah.
And so that's why I finally came to grips with not putting up, because I think we pushed back and forth. I'm like, we should just put it up there. Maybe after a few months, put it up there. And then again, talking to my wife, it kind of came to this, like, this is the band that we are. So that's how we're going to treat it. I mean, it's not about making money. I could wax poetically about how we'll never make a dime from Spotify, not even a penny.
Please wax poetically if you'd like to.
Yeah, exactly. We will.
All for that.
But at the same point, it's not about making money. It's more about just being authentic with our music.
We struggle a lot with how does a band make it, right? You know, we all have day jobs.
And what does it mean to
we're
make
late
it?
in our careers
Yeah.
too, right? So we're able to fund an album, right? We're not going to make any money off of it. We'll break even.
That's what
and
we're
we'll
doing.
get to have an album in our house that we did. We've been wanting to do since we were young.
Yeah. That's cool. That is so.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
it's
doing
very cool.
you guys have a kind of a press tour going on.
Yes.
You have
Yeah.
shows lined up.
Yeah, and I mean, it really is. I was telling him on the drive here that it's like the butterfly effect. It really is. Like several years ago, I started singing because I got tired of doodling around a campfire, right? And I decided I was going to start singing. And then meeting people, I started a little Facebook group to find other amateurs that weren't professional, right, to start playing with. And I reconnected with an old friend that like really made me realize there's some old connections I need to reconnect with. And so I reconnected with Matt, who reconnected with our old bass player, and we went to go see him in
Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore area.
Yeah.
And we started playing, and that kicked all this off, right? And so it's meeting people like you and having connections of other musicians that make suggestions of places to play. And it really is a DIY, but it's so much fun to feel
To be part
momentum.
of the community and see a community with momentum.
Yeah.
So like there was a record store opened close to me about a year and a half ago, and it's Soundtracks Records, and I'm I'm a guitar addict and I'm a vinyl addict.
Yeah.
And so
As you should be.
Exactly. So, and I start going in and buying records from this guy, and I meet the owner, and he's from Detroit. He's been down in Knoxville
bet
area
he's
for a
cool.
while. Now he's opened this record store, and we hit it off. And then he comes out to see us play our second gig as Brothers Revolt.
This one that's
The one that's
recorded.
actually recorded.
It's our
yeah.
second gig.
This is
we
the second
ever
one?
played.
That's the
Oh my
second gig
gosh.
we'd ever played.
Sound is tight already.
Yeah.
Thank you. So-
Years of playing together.
Years
right?
of playing
Yeah.
together.
Each other.
Yeah. It's. We can talk more about that, but yeah. And so I come back in. I'm like, so how'd you like it? And he goes, yeah, I liked it a lot. And I said, well, we recorded it, and I said we're gonna work with an engineer to mix it, the guy that mixes us, and then we're gonna master it. I think we're gonna press it. And he goes, do you know what a sponsor is? And I said, I can put two and two together. I can figure that one out.
Do you know what a sponsor is? Please
Yeah.
tell me that's verbatim. That's all.
That is exactly what he said. He said, do you know what a sponsor is? And I said, I can figure that out. And I said, you want in on this? He goes, yeah. He goes, I want to put the Soundtrack's logo on the back of your record.
Oh, sweet.
And that's the name of his record store. And I said, yes, we can do that. So we worked about a price, and you know, so the back, it's sponsored by Soundtracks. So we're there doing an appearance back in April, right, for Record Store Day. We were playing in the cold in the morning, and a guy walks in who's a DJ at a radio station. Dave introduced me to that guy. I've been on his show twice now this summer.
Sweet.
Yeah, and he's plugging our singles. And then it's just these relationships.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And let me pause. We need to drop a few names that we're talking about this. But
Yeah.
So first, our album, Jim White is our sound guy. He graciously travels with us and mixes for us, and we use his PA sometimes.
Puts up with us.
But
That's
he
the
spent-
iPad guy who pulls out all the stuff.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
And we, you as a band can play, and if someone doesn't mix you well, you don't sound good,
Yeah.
right? So he spent hours mixing us, and then we had another guy master it, so Jim White. And then we haven't dropped our buddies' names, right?
I
So
know,
we
I know,
really
we
should,
really
so
should,
we
yeah.
apologize. But Matt and I knew Shane Parkey, who's our bass player, since the same time, 93, somewhere around
Somewhere
there. is
around
when we
there,
met him. He's a phenomenal bass player. He was the
Phenomenal
internet.
musician.
He was
He's
the
a phenomenal
internet
musician.
before the internet existed. He has the massive knowledge of music that
Yeah.
more than I've ever met anyone. And then again, we made that threesome. We were looking for a drummer, and we really didn't want to because we want brotherhood.
Yeah.
But we put some out on Craigslist, and this guy Ozzy showed up, and
Ozzy.
he's moved up from Miami, a lifelong Miami guy who was just tired of the rat race of Miami. Lives out in the middle of nowhere and loves it. He and his wife, and he's our guy. He fits right in, and he rubs us the same way we all rub each other, which is what we want out of a band, is that everybody comes in and is represented in the music. So I can write music and record music all by myself, but it's not as good without Matt.
Yeah.
And it's not as good without Shane laying down bass.
Right.
And Ozzy gives us that rock that we need. And so, like, I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer that musicians that come together and it's a stew, that's what you want to
A
make
stew.
new music,
stew.
something new that hadn't been heard
Yeah.
before. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me
Anyways.
about your sound. You talked about how everyone adding in changed the sound a little bit to get it to where it is.
That's always such a complex question for us.
because we do write a variety of music.
Yeah, we have various influences, and I hate to pigeonhole us. I mean, we could say we're a rock band, but I don't think that has any meaning anymore. I mean, I'm not Nickelback or Disturbed by any. We're never going to be that, and that some people call them rock, but we're also not Bob Dylan either. You know, we're definitely we came into our own in high school in the early 90s, so we definitely have that early 90s, the early Pearl Jam, some of that stuff. But at the same point, we also grew up listening to CCR, Mellencamp, Tom Petty. When I was a kid, my Saturday mornings, my dad would spin records, and that so when I was listening to Creedence, Petty, Waylon Jennings, just different things in there, and so that was a part of my life, from like my earliest memories was that. So that's a big part of who we are too. And then also, Shane has a very big punk influence in his playing and just his music that he loves, and Ozzy is very much a punk, and I love punk music, and I think we're introducing Andy to it now too, and that becomes part of our sound. Like the Cold Winter, the first single we put out I wrote that, and it was very much a country song.
Yeah.
But we actually nixed it.
Yeah.
We didn't want it. It was too country.
It was too
we didn't
country
want to
for
be
us.
country.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy came in and put that beat.
He put
to
his
it,
he put his foot through
Cool.
it.
Yeah, and it changed the
foot through
song.
it.
Now I love that song.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I wrote a song called Suburban Town.
Yeah.
And it was very much a Tom Petty song. And
Yeah.
I think it's on my YouTube channel or
Yeah.
something like that. And at some point, I was like, I really don't want to play it like this. And I said, let's make it punk.
Yeah.
And so
And Ozzy's like, please.
we started
Yeah.
playing it, and then we got Ozzy, and Ozzy just everything that could have been in my head came out of him.
Yeah.
And so that's a fun song too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
become an Aussie showpiece song.
Yeah,
really.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
cool.
got some solo breaks.
Solo
in
breaks
it.
in it. So
Nice.
yeah. But it's how that's what we wanted. I think Andy and I we have always had this sort of collaborative interplay when we do
Yeah.
music, whether it be just playing other people's music or when we write. And when we brought Shane on first, I could tell immediately that Shane can add a lot to what we were doing. It wasn't just somebody that's going to take what we're doing and put a basic bass line on it. And we say he's a bassist, but he's a musician because he plays guitar, he can record, he's got a great ear. And so he can inform us a lot on things. A lot of times I say he's the fixer. If you and I, or we can't figure out what's wrong in a song, we're just like, Shane, fix it. Tell us what we need to do to fix it. And so we actually played a gig with just him here, actually standing pretty much where we're sitting right now. That was our first gig, yeah.
Yeah, I want to place us. We're sitting in Ebony and Ivory Brewing, which you guys told me is where your first gig as Brothers Revolt was.
Yeah, it's the first place that we played the original songs. We knew we were going to call ourselves Brothers Revolt, but we were just waiting on that for some reason.
Yeah,
but
we wanted to add drums.
We wanted to add
before
drums.
we get it complete.
But we played the 6 original songs.
I think we called it like the Wilkerson Parkey Lighter Project.
It
something
sounded like something
goofy.
weird from the 70s.
Like, we were going to do like some prog rock.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
instrumentalism.
can we not just go ahead and call it Brothers Revolt at this point? But so when you mentioned you wanted to do this and do it at a brewery, I'm like, this is the perfect place.
Yeah.
So we're friends. I'm friends with the owners.
Yeah.
And that's, again, relationships.
Yeah.
We would have never got a gig
Yeah.
in this town if it hadn't been, I knew them. And I
So important.
Yeah. And
it
I'm
was
like,
kind of
hey,
tough to break in.
it was,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so they were the ones like, yeah, never listened to us. He was just based on our relationship, said, yeah, you guys can come out and play. And so we came out and played.
And I want to shout out the room because he was telling me that all these panels that you probably can't see on camera, but there's these pretty panels everywhere that are for the sake of soundproofing. They said that they did that, yeah, because they're pretty, but the main purpose was that so bands could play and it would be a more pleasant atmosphere, which I'm thrilled about. It sounds awesome in this
Yeah, it
room.
sounds
I
great.
could do an acoustic duo recording in here. It sounds
You
really fun
resonate
to
like
play and
perfectly
sing.
through the room. Yeah. So I'm really grateful that they did that. I mean, go back. What year was that you played your first show here?
It was just a year ago.
It was just a year ago.
1 year
It'd
ago.
been spring 24, yeah.
We've been cooking. We had
a whirlwind.
We're spread out a bit, and we have reasonable goals. So our goal was to do at least 10 shows this year,
This
right?
year, yeah.
And then we decided to put out this album.
Okay.
And we're going to make 20.
By the end of the year,
Nice.
we'll be close to 20, yeah.
Wow.
And part of it is, I was saying earlier, music is like selling insurance. So when you start selling insurance, it seems easy because you sell to your parents and your friends. And then after you sell through them, it gets really tough to sell to people. So
Yeah.
we don't want to wear our friends and family out, so we try and play in an area every couple months.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Middle Tennessee, different places throughout, so that our hope is to find a fan base that when they hear we're in town, they want to come out and see us. So
Yeah. So, but you guys also you are full-time jobs and families, and doing these 20 gigs. You just talk to me about the hustle of that.
We have great wives, first off.
amen to that. All four of us.
All four
have
of us do.
wives that are phenomenal.
that
are our
put up with
backbones.
us, yeah.
Mhm.
And and definitely our sounding board and our biggest fans. That's a big thing. But because there are things that we won't compromise on, and family is number one, I think, in all of our lists. And I think that's it definitely. And so we don't want this to interfere with our family life. But we are also a little bit older. My kid is getting ready to graduate college. She's got her last year. Your kids
I've got
are
one in college, one's a senior in high school, one's a sophomore in high school. So they are finding their own things.
Yeah.
They usually don't come to my gigs. But they're actually all coming out for
Good.
Saturday for
Yeah.
all the events. And then like Shane, his son is going off to college. That's going to be a big lift for him. So
it's gonna be a big
him and his-
big deal.
The
That's his
three of
buddy.
them are really close.
Yeah.
And
The
then
three of them-
Sorry, his wife and his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big change for him. So
And he's moving him out the day after our show this
Yeah.
weekend. So
Wow.
so he
Yeah.
plays the show that
Oh,
night
man.
and then moves him out
I mean,
the next day.
This is just commitment, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
come in early for this, right? And then we've got this weekend, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be flying out on Monday mornings for my job, coming back on Fridays. My son is also in a band, and that's part of this stuff helps breed that.
Yeah.
So, you know, just like we're always making connections, I'm wanting to help younger bands constantly. So if there's any bands in the area, especially younger, that want to play, we're always looking for other bands to play with in the area. Yeah.
Last weekend, I was out supporting another musician locally and listening to him. His name's Jacob Beach. Marigold Thieves was his band. They put out a couple records.
Sweet.
But while he had a young band open for them, and so my wife's like, you should go talk to them. I'm like, it's kind of weird. I don't want to be the creepy old guy, you know, for these, 19-year-olds. But at the same point, I ended up talking to them. They were really cool. And I was like, we're looking for people to open for us down the road because we want to mix fan bases.
Yeah.
That's how you grow as you
cross-pollinate. You know, we play 3 hours. We love playing 3 hours. Sometimes when we're done, we're like, I wish we could play longer, right? Just because we love to play. But we also want to present Brothers Revolt sound and our message. So we do try and pick some songs that are apropos to what we sing about. So like, you know, we have this one set of 4 songs we play, and one of them Scarecrow from Mellencamp, you know, about losing farm. One of the songs we'll play today is Small Town Favor, which is one that I wrote. I was a member of 30-some people in my engineering group, and the next day I was a member of 6. And I saw people who I'd worked with for 8 or 9 years get walked out the door, and those are tough things to deal with. And so I wrote this song just about you know, the people live in an area and it's changed from agriculture to factories to regular jobs, and those are going away, right? And so I think the world is starting to see a lot of struggle. So anyways, we try and we want to present kind of a message from Brothers Revolt, as well as be a rock band and enjoy it and have fun. But we also have things to say.
It's wearing a lot of hats and doing this as, I mean, I don't know. We're not professionals. I don't know what we are, but I mean, we get paid. I guess we kind of are, but
paid's a loose term. We usually cover our bar tab and food. And if my kids show up, I lose money.
I mean, what is making it though? You mentioned earlier. What does it mean to make it for you guys personally? What does it mean to make it in music?
I'll let him tell, and then I always have a standard answer that I give.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, what that record there is something that's over 30 years in the making. I've spent a lot of time playing music, writing music. We've spent a lot of time together. For me, it's getting a chance to actually craft music with a group that I'm happy to craft it with, and to be able to play it live and record it. To me, that's making it. I have no financial goals in this. I do not think that if this will ever support me. If it does, that's great. I think you and I have talked in our interchanges about pulling strings, and that's why I always pull every string. And if it ends up with me, quitting my job, that is great. But I don't see that happening. But I'm perfectly happy being able to keep making music.
So you've made it.
I feel like I have. Yeah, at this point, this is me making it, and everything else is just.
I don't. Honest. Yeah, made it. We're making it. Like
we are. Yeah.
For the next future. Yeah. I want to be playing with these guys, and I want to be doing more. I want to write more. We're talking about studio time, But to me, making it, I always tell people, I want to go to a city 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours away that I've never been to, and that we have enough music, we can show up, sell enough tickets that we have a full house of people we don't know. So we're not selling insurance to our family anymore, and we have enough to pay for an Airbnb, food, drinks, and we have a great time as a band, and we go home broke even.
Yeah.
That's making it. Because, I've seen people try and make it, and it's a tough road, and I would rather be authentic. At some point, you start to have to look at how do you take my craft and make money out of it, and you make compromises, and I'd rather not make compromises.
Yeah.
I'd rather play the songs that we've written and the cover songs that we want to do, rather than play the songs that would make a bunch of people want to dance and get drunk to.
Yeah.
I'd rather send our message.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, speaking of message, this next one is a message song, right?
Yes.
Small Town Favors.
Let's go ahead and go into that song.
Sure.
And then we'll get to some final stuff afterwards.
So one note on the Small Town Favor is, so all my family is originally from Kentucky, real rural area.
Oh yeah, where?
And it's a place called Trimble County.
Okay.
It's, Bedford and Carrollton are the cities, but nobody lives in those. They all live in Trimble County, both my parents, and I got a ton of cousins and whatnot. So anyways, we're the only ones that moved away, but this song to me starts off about what I see everywhere, which was, agricultural people who got forced off land. They couldn't make money off agriculture anymore, so they use the factory time to try and offset it, but that's a lost cause, right? And then they start the factory, and then I watch uncles and aunts get let go as we dumped everything to Mexico and China, and then now they've kind of piecemealed jobs for the last 20 years trying to make it, right? And so as big as the world's getting, as close and connected we are, we're really losing a sense of community. So that's what the song's about. Yeah.
And this was a song that you wrote originally, and then you refined
I wrote
together.
this a few years. I wrote this that weekend when everyone got fired. I wrote this song and several others, so we brought it forward into Brothers Revolt.
Sweet.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Land's been in the family nearly 60 years. Taxes getting higher, pay for development around here. Took a job at the factory like my neighbors did before. It's not enough to save it, like it wasn't enough next door. And the town's not the same. Don't know my neighbor's name. And the world we live in changed. We all need some small town favor. There's no more small towns getting by. In a world always getting closer, there's no more simple way of life. Simple way of life. 10 years at that same job, now it's gone away. CEO gets richer, and I lose my pay. Used to feel like a family, working hard day after day. Now we're all just struggling, surviving the same fate. And the town's not the same. Now that life's a selfish game, and the world we live in changed. We all need some small town favor. There's no more small towns getting by. In a world always getting closer, there's no more simple way of life. Simple way of life. All right, small town favorite.
I want to talk for a second about music in Knoxville, the scene we have here. I'm 2 years into living here and like learning about the lay of the land. As I got into music through dancing, through live band dancing, honky tonk dancing, and after getting into honky tonk dancing, I have just really spread out into this like live music world, and Knoxville scene is beautiful, and I don't think that I was aware that that's where I was moving when I moved here.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you guys because you both have deep roots here. I mean, first tell me how long you lived here, where were you born, where'd you grow up?
Oh, well, for me, I'm very much local. I was born in East Tennessee. I mean, it was a bit of a commute. I live outside of Knoxville, but we're in Morristown. It was 40 minutes maybe for me to get to here today from our house. So, and yeah, it's been interesting to see just the city as a whole kind of change and grow over the last 20 years. Sitting in a brewery, this has become like a brewery town as well. And then the music, as you're asking about the music scene here, it's interesting. It's kind of hard to find in some cases for it to be so prevalent. Your first podcast, I thought you're great. Your first show was great because you had the Knox Ooze guy on, he's been a big supporter of us and supporter of all music. But you flip through his Instagram feed and you realize, like, oh my gosh, there are pages and pages of shows in Knoxville every week. And
oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, and I didn't know that. And you need people like that promoting those shows. And I think that's a key is what Knoxville needs is that promotion. Yeah. And then breaking in down here was not easy because even though most of us are local, we're not local enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Before this, you were working regular jobs, so
yeah.
it's not like, but we still have connections.
Yeah.
Like, so how we've gotten into every place is
connections.
through a lot of high school connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
People we still keep in touch with that know somebody.
Yeah. Our first, outside of this one, the first gig with the full band was Preservation Pub. And it was because an old high school friend of ours who has just been a great supporter of us.
She's been in Knoxville since high school, since
yeah.
she graduated here.
And she's amazing. And she's friends with the owner.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm gonna put a plug in for you.
Yeah.
And that's that. And we're like, really? Because we've been sending him emails. And
Right.
I'm no offense to people that I understand. I mean, we all work and I get hundreds of emails a day and they're getting that much or more and it's just hard to sort through it all and I get it.
It's just a sorting thing, isn't it?
It is.
I think,
It really is.
I like know some musicians through this honky tonk scene and they, when you don't get responses, I think it's just like, I don't know if it's just the over content, over consumption, too much emailing and texting and
100%.
Yeah.
I did some solo gigs I live just south of Nashville now, right? And there's one particular place that I don't get upset anymore when I send an email to say, hey, can I come up and play a Thursday night? And then a month will go by and I hit it again and then they'll give me a list of times I can play. But she's running the restaurant. She's hiring and firing. She's ordering. She's cutting checks. Oh, and by the way, she's booking talent. So booking talent becomes low on the totem pole. And so they save up and they're like, we're going to do it now. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard to run a business.
makes me think of your song. I mean, the song is about, right? It's about us getting so spread out and busy and overwhelmed.
That's right.
And,
the world now is you're supposed to wake up and work and keep busy till we forget to sit on the front porch anymore.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Too much noise.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
noise.
a lot of noise.
And the more social we get, the less we actually a lot of time spend communicating and just enjoying each other.
So what do you think what's your solution to making music in Knoxville get the street cred it deserves?
I'll be blunt.
Yeah.
I'm still wading into the lake of live music and trying to understand the landscape because as we go from Knoxville across East Tennessee, trying to find what are people looking for, what are people come out to, right? Like what draws people, and what's the thirst for live music? What's the thirst for new music? One of the biggest things is I heard that's quite overwhelming is the amount of new songs released on a daily basis on Spotify is the equivalent of what was released in a total year in 1989.
Right.
Wow.
Every year. So there's so much music getting out there. It's hard to get through the noise.
Yeah.
And to us, we're a band. We're going to go out there and slog it out just the way you do it. Hopefully meet people, put out records and things on Spotify to give people opportunity to listen to us. We want to say something, but that's as we interconnect. That's you doing this, connecting more people. That's really what it's about, right? And if it's just Knoxville connecting together and enjoying good music and presenting a scene for itself, that should be good enough. It's not about becoming like the next Seattle or
Right.
the next Nashville, right? We should
We
be
don't
looking,
want to be the next. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be the next Nashville.
And anybody that wants to steal "Don't Nashville My Knoxville,"
Please have at it.
bumper stickers would be great because I've seen.
I've heard
don't-
that around town.
Have you?
For sure,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Don't, I saw the bumper stickers. Don't California my Nashville, right? That's pretty. And the same with when I would visit Austin.
Yeah.
So as they come in, so.
It sounds like your core mission is pretty much the song that you just did, is like to create smaller towns through your personal band, through the following that you create. It sounds like you're trying to create smaller communities.
Our vision for playing throughout regionally in Tennessee was that we connect with people,
Yeah.
and that when we show up to the town, that people come out. It's going to have to be organic. Instagram's not our age
Which you
group.
do fine, by the way. Your social media is totally solid.
No, right.
We
We're,
appreciate
You guys do
that.
yeah,
great.
that's Matt.
That's me.
It's great.
Yeah.
The
Puts it in.
website's good. Like
No,
it's
the
all easy to
website,
find.
Yeah, we
Shane's
do all
our
the right
marketing
things,
department.
and
so.
Shane's a great marketer.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, it is about connections, and
Yeah.
I don't want to say that 30 to 50-year-olds, how many are out there consuming a lot of new music? Not as much. So
Yeah.
we just got to go and meet people.
Yeah.
I think the biggest compliment that I've had so far, and you know, we talk about successes. We went to a place in Columbia, and it was a Sunday afternoon gig, and we kind of picked it up just to try it out. And it wasn't a huge crowd, but on Sundays, the people that come out to listen to music at that place come out to listen to music, right? Now, most of it's cover. And so these two folks that have become friends told us, now listen, original music's not really accepted around here. And I was like, well, half of our set's original music, so we'll talk.
What do they mean
afterwards.
original music isn't accepted?
Well, so it's a cover band place, so they
Okay.
come
They
out to
only
hear
want
their
covers.
favorites.
Yeah, they come out to hear
all
the old
come out to
favorites.
hear their
Yeah.
old favorites and sing along, and they don't really want to hear. And I get it. I don't. You know, a lot of people write music, and it sounds like somebody else's music,
Yeah.
right? It's not original, authentic.
Yeah.
So the best we played our 3 hours. We were breaking down. She came up to me and says, "You know what I told you about original music? Doesn't apply to you." And it was that to me is the biggest compliment of
Yeah.
one
Oh,
of the
that's
biggest
a good
compliments I've gotten.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
Well, speaking of, let's plug your shows that are coming up, because you've got some big stuff this weekend, and that's when this will be
That's right.
coming
That's
out. Tell me about what your release show.
Well, the release show is at 1907 Brewing Company in Morristown. That is kind of our unofficial home.
Thank you, 1907.
Thank you, Leslie, in 1907 for sure. And that's where we recorded this record.
Okay.
So it's, live at 1907 here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's enough.
How many tracks we got on it?
9.
9 tracks.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless we lost count.
And what month was this recorded?
January.
January. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're playing in Knoxville soon.
We're playing on WDVX's Blue Plate Special Saturday as well at noon. So we play here at noon, and then we play in Morristown at 1907 at 7.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And when is that Schultzbrow show?
Schultzbrow is October 17th. I
It's a
believe.
Saturday.
It's a Friday.
that-
Yeah,
mhm.
it's October 17th.
And
yeah.
then we have a show in Cookville on August
29th.
29th.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And we
Yeah.
have a show late September,
Yeah,
27th in
7th.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
it's all on our website, bands in town, we keep all that up.
Yeah.
Our goal is to try and have at least one show
A month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I love the community you guys are trying to build. As somebody my main community is a live music community that meets once a week, and this podcast was something that WBR would like to do to get music in traditional media. My goal is to help form smaller communities. I work with a lot of people who are new to town, and all my people that I see every week outside of work is this live band community that
Yeah.
all comes to
Yeah.
the same shows.
Which is amazing,
It's
by the way.
great. I walk
Yes.
into, and let's say it's, Van Landers played Honk Tonk Thursday, and he'll go play a Jig and Reel, and I can walk in, and I'll see 6 of the same people
Yeah.
on a Saturday night,
Right.
and it makes the world feel way smaller.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I love your mission, and I appreciate you coming on here to be a proponent of smaller communities through live music.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
And-
funny, it's some of your personal story is that 1907 became some of that mission
Yeah.
for you. So there's
Yeah.
a whole community there. That
Yeah. And that's what it is. You have
And
these
they
places
support
and
us.
bands and
the friends there
Yeah.
support us quite a bit.
yeah.
So shout
yeah,
out
if you
to them.
if you click on the QR code or snap it, it goes to our
Liner
liner
notes.
notes, and you'll see when it gets posted that my thanks is just a long list of these names. It's like my wife, my kid, and then also, and these are all the people that 1907 Brewing created this community, and they come out and support us. They travel. they travel out to Middle Tennessee and support us sometimes
awesome.
even. Yeah, it's great.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you
so
for having
much.
us.
We're going to close out with one of your recorded tracks.
Great.
Which song is that?
Cold Winter.
Cold
Winter. Tell me a little bit about it real quick.
So I wrote Cold Winter a while back. It is about a guy and a girl, and the girl is breaking up with the guy basically, and he's kind of okay with that. And it was a bit of a country song, and it definitely isn't now because we have a punk drummer. So yeah,
It's a lot of energy.
it's a lot of energy in that song.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys.
Thank
you
you.
so much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah, thanks Knoxville.
Thank
Thanks
you.
WBIR.
Episode 3 of the Scruffy City Beat.
So
In this
They sounded so good. We were in Ebony and Ivory, and the acoustics in there were gorgeous, and they were both on acoustic. They sound so beautiful
That's awesome.
live.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going to do it at, because like, no way they're going to fit in this room.
Well, Ebony and Ivory was their first place they played a show.
Oh,
So we
cool.
went back there. It was a little full circle thing.
Oh, that's
And you know,
cool.
Ebony and Ivory has Ebony and Ivory. Keep mixing those words. They have soundproofing in there, so the acoustics are awesome. It's not too loud because they have those fabric panels everywhere.
I wonder why they don't do more shows over there.
I don't know. I would love to go because it was great on my ears. It was great on my ears listening to them. I was like, it was so nice.
Well, that's wonderful.
That's Brothers Revolt. They gave me one of their vinyls.
Oh, cool. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, right? Isn't that cute?
That's wonderful.
Their whole shtick is physical, analog, authentic. So you're supposed to go to their show. Some of their songs are on Spotify, but not all of their songs are on Spotify. You have to go to the show to hear some of them.
That's
To
great.
buy a CD or get a vinyl or something.
And that's probably why, the album is a live version of it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. We're back with another Knox Ooze look ahead at the weekend. Jared's back in his fancy hard hat.
Collector's item. One of them, they don't make these anymore. I can sense your jealousy because you don't have a 1982 World's Fair hard hat.
Your brain looks really big.
It
and
is
that
quite
I'm jealous
large.
of.
I'm something of a mega mind myself.
Where'd you get it?
Estate sale?
Do you know who?
No.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. I just got it on the internet. Or on highbid.com. I bid on it,
Did you really?
and I won it.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Whatever it was worth it.
Okay. You look very
Just a
cool.
couple $1,000 is all. And that was like for $20. Maybe 30.
Anywho.
Okay, let's talk about this week in music, or
Let's
this
do it.
weekend. All right.
Daniel's back, my manager, to lay down a beat.
Mm-hmm.
Bassist and French Toast is going to play us some background while we look at the look ahead for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday things to do.
Great. So Friday, August 8th, 7 p.m., Matt Woods, a friend of mine, Americana, playing at Trailhead Beer Market in South Knoxville. Crafty Bastard West, Justin and the Cathead Biscuit Boys, Americana band, playing at
Cathead Biscuit Boys.
7 p.m., yep. And then we've got, if you're going to the baseball game, Nathan Morgan is playing at Side Hustle at the Lonesome Dove at 7 p.m. And then right around the corner, Allie Ray's Scruffy City Soul Machine. Going to be playing some funky soul stuff.
Great name.
Fun one. This is season finale for Soundscapes at the Knoxville Museum of Art.
Oh.
That's at 7:30, and it's $25 for non-members, $20 for members. Kids under 12 free. So if you have a bunch of kids, bring them to the museum because they love having kids running around the museum.
Soundscapes. What kind of like instruments and style is that? Do
It's
you know?
usually jazzy.
Okay. Sweet.
Brian Clay runs it. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds lovely.
And then we go on to 8 o'clock. At the Firelight, we've got some pop punk with Tweety, Outside Dog, and Jasper. It's $10. Bijou the Bijou, Caleb Sherrod is playing some jazz. And then Open Chord out west, there's a Janis Joplin experience, Crybaby, $25, 8 p.m.
Cool.
And then we go on to Preservation Pub, which has the Louds at 8 p.m. and then the late set at 11:30 p.m. High Heat. High Heat's a great little indie rock band locally. And then Scruffy City Hall at 8 p.m. Civil Strife starts the night off. They're really fun. Just
Civil Strife.
crazy with the guitar running around.
Nice.
Another Knoxville Man 11 p.m. Skyway 69 or 61. Driveway 61. Big difference. That's at Scruffy City Hall. Schultzbrow is a band. I actually hadn't ever heard of this band until this, called Tungsten Husk. They're like a alt rock band.
Tungsten Husk?
Tungsten Husk.
Tungsten.
Yeah, they're playing at Schultzbrow at 8. They're pretty good. I was actually very surprised. Not that they wouldn't be, but you know. And then Joe Malam, 8 p.m. at Sonny's Original Southern Pub. Country music. Mike McGill, 9 p.m. Jig and Reel.
Yeah.
And then we go on to the extraterrestrial rave at the Luniverse tonight, starting at 9:30.
Have you been to one of those raves?
I have.
Okay.
It was actually pretty fun. A lot of big crowd.
Especially with college back now. College about to be back, and it might be blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll have Canyon, Bedside Manor, Bass Border or Bass Border. I don't know if it's like a fish thing or not. And Love. Okay.
Love.
And then
Love is the name of the band.
yeah, but it's LUVV.
Okay.
And then to close out the night, if you go to the baseball game, stop by Wagon Wheel on the way home. Jordan Foster Band are gonna be playing 10 p.m.
Do you know how long they've been doing live music in Wagon Wheel? They always done that?
Yeah, they usually only do it on Sunday. They started doing it throughout the week with the when baseball games are going on.
Okay.
To try to like entice people when they're walking home.
Yeah.
Like, we will get, you know.
You know, whenever baseball games get out, I feel like there's often so many cool shows happening in that old city walk through, and occasionally people will stop in like Barley's for the show on Thursdays. That's if you're going to a baseball game, just pop into one of those venues. There's a lot of really cool free shows that you can just sniff out for 30 minutes and then head home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's what you can do Saturday, August 9th. Core Fest, a metal and punk rock festival is going on at Ash's Beard and Beer Market with a bunch of bands, rock music, metal, the whole 9 yards, $15. That's 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Irish Fest going on downtown at the Immaculate Conception Church. $11, Irish music, food, whole 9 yards. Then we go into Old City Performing Arts Center at 5 p.m. We've got the Summer Experience Music Festival with Tinka Tinka, Chameleus,
that'd be
more
fun.
bands, $15, a lot of fun.
It's such a good venue.
Yeah, and there's some punk rock at the Pile Light with Fruit Loops and Coco Joey and some other stuff. And then we've got at 8 p.m. at the Bijou, Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. They play like modern
yeah,
songs, but like
that'd be
make them old
fun.
time. Yeah, they're great.
They were famous on YouTube for a while, right? Maybe they still are.
Mm-hmm. And then like TikTok and all that stuff. Those are the big shows going on Saturday.
Sweet.
And then we move on to what you can do on Sunday. So at 4 p.m. at the Mill and Mine, there's St. Cugino Day, which is like an Italian food festival thing. Raises money for things like the Pile Light and stuff like that. Highly recommend it if you like food and you like supporting local stuff. And there's some music too. And then Shayla McDaniel, phenomenal local artist, is playing at the Pretentious Beer on Sunday at 6 p.m. $15. Great show. Don't miss that one. And then we've got punk rock show at Core out in West Knoxville with Rough Dreams, Do Yourself In. Bones of the Museum, fun name.
Bones of the Museum. I like that.
It's at 7. Then at 7:30, there's a Pink Floyd tribute band at the Tennessee Theater. I think that may be sold out. No, it's not sold out yet. And then at 8 p.m., some indie rock at Pile Light with Counterfeit 20s, Greasy Alice, UAD5, Maspeth, and then that's your Sunday.
Sweet. Such a wide range.
Yeah, it's
Always
so
such a
much
wide
music.
range.
Oh yeah, people forget how much variety of music is in town. Things to do. It's a fun little town.
Yeah, it is. Love this town. Intersection of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm learning. In all the conversations, they're like, we have everything. We have everything.
They're like one of everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like a big city, we have like 3 of everything. We have like one. We've got like one Ethiopian restaurant. We've got like one place that does jazz all the time. You know, that kind of stuff. We got a couple that do jazz all the time. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's our look ahead at the weekend. We also, if you've noticed, the sound is a little better. Jared recommended that we plug in to a different part of this vintage stereo mixer, and I think it's now working. There's no longer any mysterious music playing in the background, so that's a win.
Well, it's one of our media friends down the road. Whether it's their radio station picking up.
Yeah, I want to figure out who it is. Give them a shout out.
It's right up the road. I've driven by it before.
Yeah. Okay.
But wow, there's like 4 tickets left for that Pink Floyd thing, and they're all like $100.
Wow.
Jeez.
Where's that at?
Tennessee Theater.
Okay.
They're
that'd be
doing "Wish You Were Here" and probably some other stuff.
cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Australian or British?
Brit Floyd is what they're called, but I don't know if they're actually British. I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, thanks for the look ahead. We'll be doing that as much as possible to help get people to shows because there are so many to visit. Next week, I'll be doing the podcast with Blank News to look ahead at some events they're throwing at the end of August and even into the fall. There's some really cool music festivals coming up, hosted by Blank and friends. So that will be the next podcast episode. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thanks for being here. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for bringing your hard hat. A lot of value.
Absolutely.
Can you do that with the microphone?
Mm-hmm. Collector's item. Not one of a kind, but up there, you know. They're becoming rarer and rarer every day. This is my retirement plan.
Hold on to that until it goes from $100 to $1 million.
$1 million, yes. I think that's where it's going.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Until next week.
Sweet.